What's up, YouTube? Giving people or getting yourself back to defrag or let other people become whole again. To begin the process of getting pieces of yourself back, because like many people know who have had many partners, especially in the in the form of a sexual partner, you've had many. You're leaving pieces of yourself all over the place, and I for one know that. I can vouch for that, but it's not really the coolest thing. Probably the worst thing. Probably the first addiction. If prostitution's the first supposedly profession, then we can kind of jump out on a limb and say that the first addiction was supposedly natural and was this release of all this chi and known as an orgasm. Because again, everything is created from sexual energy. Everything in life is created off this energy between male and female, this friction or whatever you want to call it. So, with that being said, every time you release this massive amount of energy, basically this lightning coming through you as a male or female, whatever, every time that you have sex in general like that, you create like a bond or a promise. Anybody that's seen Vanilla Sky, that's funny, right? But you do create like a bond or a tie, and you strengthen the tie every single time that you do that. Every single time. So the manner in which you do it has a lot to do with it. Of course, if you are, irresponsible where you do it at, and let's just say you're rather close with it, that would create a tighter bond. You know, if you're really loose with it, then it's, the bond isn't as tight, but it's still tight. You're still creating something there, and what you're creating is the question at hand, because the sexual energy creates everything in life. So, what is your energy being used for? If you're not consciously creating and building off the energy between one another, which I'll be talking about in my next book, which is due to drop in like 24 hours. The name of the book will be called Busted. It's about how everything in life is created off of what people will call a busted nut. So let me get back to the point at hand here. When you want to return, when you want to get yourself back, you have to return all the pieces that people have given you. You have people that might be hung up on you, that you let down, or however it happened. You had different ties with them. You need to address that, or whatever. You don't have to physically say anything to them. I mean, of course, that will speed the process up. But you know how to talk to yourself and to talk to them by talking to yourself. If you know how to do that, and you know how to return that energy and that give those pieces back to them. So as that happens, as you let all that go, all of what you held on to that created this persona, you might have 10 people that adore you in that way, and they fell in lust for you, and they confuse that with other things, and they have this tie to you that they won't let go. You have to let go for them. You have to let that go back to them. And as that happens, you'll gradually get back what was once yours too. Everything that you gave up, you'll gradually get it back. So a lot of this, of course, has to do with the breathing, your focus, being able to see with your mind's eye more crisply, and then finding silence to where you can speak to someone without picking up the phone. You can't pick up the phone and do it, but it's however you want to do it. That's just a dense way of doing it. Either way, you get it done just by thinking it or whatever. It's begun just by thinking it. So you just have to return those things. It's just like nothing is really owned in life. It's kind of all borrowed. So you have to return those things to get yourself back. So I'm gonna talk about a bunch of things in my book that people should probably check out. I mean, it's a book about life in general, because everything is founded off of sexual energy. So it's about everything. But I know people are interested in sex, so why not talk about it in depth? Why not talk about how to raise the energy and not destroy ourselves and poke holes in ourselves every single time we engage in this act? And I'm not saying I've never done it, because of course I've done it, speaking from experience. But I'm just saying I've experienced both sides of the same coin, of how to use it in a holistic manner. Because if it's not used in a holistic manner, of course, we have a broken cycle or a short circuit, which is just death. Anything not holistic and towards health, wealth, is suicidal and death. It's really anything. You can pretty much bank it. If it is not complete, it's suicidal. Pretty much. Like that's pretty much like in a certain respect. If it's not holistic, it is more leaning towards the side of death. You know, and death is what you make it, no doubt. I'm just saying that that's the case. So on to the next topic because I know people like longer videos from me. Should I make it a shorter video? More tags. I make it a short.